Hey, it is Thursday, and it is time for Coach's Corner. I'm Jason Schanzel. With me, as always, Coach Kyle Enright. How are you, Coach Enright?
Doing great this morning. Just
Good.
fired up for another week of football, and we're on fall break, so excited for week 8 of the season.
Yeah. What do you always feel like, you're out of school, that kind of presents challenges when you do have school, everything's a routine and, a set schedule. So things going well, though, with like guys getting in, getting practices taken care of. And
yeah, it's been really good so far. We've had 3 practices so far, one in the morning, which is always good to get the kids up and moving around because I'm sure they're up all night.
For sure.
Obviously we're dealing with not being on a set routine or set schedule. So just making sure that we're still getting our work in and doing those things. But, there's the hurricanes going on right now. My wife's in Florida. There's, she's in the middle of the state in Orlando, so she's safe and sound. But just prayers for the people on the East Coast of Florida and the West Coast that are kind of experiencing those coastal storms, and just praying that everyone's safe there. But
yeah, well, like you said, just was it a week before, North Carolina it was just blasted, and there's tons of flooding and just devastation there. So couldn't agree more, man. Just all kinds of craziness happening on that, I guess, southeast side of the country.
Yeah, wild. So, just praying for those people there and hope they're okay, and everybody, that is there right now, gets out safe and
and then just clean up and get things back to normal, which whatever that is now. So.
But it's been beautiful here.
Yeah.
So that's good. We've had some nice 70 degrees sunny.
Yeah.
It's crisp in the morning and the evening, and it's nice and warm during the day. So
agreed.
Lucky for that, and feel good about where we're at. So
couldn't agree more. Well, let's open this Christmas present and talk about last Friday against the Greenwood Woodmen. You hate to be disrespectful or, not sound disrespectful, but kind of what we thought was going to happen happened.
Yeah, I really think that their quarterback came out and played outstanding. He was a sophomore making his first start.
Yeah.
They were without their starting quarterback, number 18. They were without their best overall player, number 13, Rupert. So going into a game where you're down your quarterback and arguably your best football player has got to be tough on a team.
Yeah.
So I really thought they competed and played maybe even above expectations without those 2 guys. But what can you say about our guys? We kind of knew that those guys could possibly be out. We had some intel a little bit, but we prepared like they were going to play. Just because you never know in those situations. So, but our kids were locked in and focused on the game plan and executed it to perfection. So, I think senior week was special. We try to make. I don't know that many schools do this, but we try to do something nice for the kids every single day, not just senior night on Friday. So
awesome.
Started out with dinner at my house on Sunday and with 3 agaves and there was a lot of different events that took place, just trying to make those kids feel special for putting in 4 years of work. And so just want to thank, first of all, my wife, Callie, for kind of organizing all those things, kind of the mom to the second mom to some of these kids at school. But then all the parents that chipped in and helped every single day to make it special for those kids and got them 5 guys one night and had an ice cream bar. And then a lot of the parents set up the locker room and decorated it. So just some things to make the kids feel special that really deserve it.
Just to make your point, I'm in the same hallway as your wife here at the school. And so I see a lot of the extra things that are outside of the football bubble, if you will, that she does, and that's tip of the cap to her. Man,
football is family, and very, very thankful to have her help out. It's rare to have a coach's wife kind of in the building, and then just so many parents that chip in and help every single day with team meals
and do it with smiles on their face.
Yeah.
Like it's not like it's a job to them. They're all like happy, willing, and just they love doing it.
Absolutely. We have a great core group that's there to serve team meals, to make desserts, we had a Saturday game and they made breakfast, and
that's cool.
Just chipping in everywhere just to, again, football is family and trying to make these kids feel like, this is home and this is family. So just really thankful for all the people that contributed to senior week and culminating with senior night and them walking with their families and down the track. So.
Right. Well, and it's special too, an honor for me. I get to announce that event. And so, it's as I'm announcing it, like it kind of hits me. I'm like, man, the things that these kids have accomplished, these seniors that I'm walking down through here, you played in a state championship game, right now you got a chance to be really, really good, and we're hitting on all cylinders. I don't know that there's a team in 5A as good as we are.
Well, I don't know that either as well. We did tie New Pal, who's ranked number 1 in 4A. We got beat by 1 point by Martinsville, who's ranked in the top 4 in 4A.
Yeah.
Lost to a really good 6A opponent that's ranked in the top 10. And then, 5A is kind of wide open.
Yeah.
Plainfield and Whiteland are in our sectional. They're really good opponents that we've already played, and those were good football games. So we fully expect to play those guys again. But, going back to Greenwood and just kind of where we're at, I think offensively, the Greenwood game was kind of a good. We had the mantra of next man up, chop wood for keep working hard every single day, and our kids did that. Don't get complacent, and then next man up, because we had a few guys out. Napo Dodo's been out, Pharrell Carter was out, Tyler Cooper was out, Braylon Morris was out, Cayden Cole was out. So the list goes on. Everybody's got injuries at this point of the season, but we're not going to make excuses. Next man up mentality, and so I really thought. Amari Graves stands out as a guy that came in and got some touchdown blocks and blocked his butt off. Shank stepped in there at guard and served, had to move to right tackle for Coop. Hunter
Harvey was
over
really
100 yards rushing as the I say third running back, but he's been in and out of the lineup playing a lot of different spots because he's versatile. But he stepped up huge and had a big game. Chris Hill stepping in at linebacker because we had to move Colton back to safety. Colton Ison stepping in and playing a different spot again. So just a lot of guys stepped up. I don't want to leave anybody out here, but EJ, John, Shanks, just some guys.
Bryce Johnson, I thought.
Bryce had a great game. He was the one-play Warrior Award winner for that diving interception. When a defensive lineman gets an interception, that's special.
Couldn't agree more.
Michael got back there and got the pressure and tipped it, and I think, and Bryce came down with it. So, just a lot of.
You could name
a lot of guys.
Kids.
The stat sheet's funny this week. Coach Staten sends me the stats on Sunday after he calculates them. And typically it's, 12 or 13 guys that are in on a tackle or make some kind of defensive stat line. This week we had 27 guys who were on the stat sheet, which is awesome. That's what you want to see. That you hope that, your varsity starters can play well enough to get some of the young guys some Friday night experience, and that's what happened. So very proud of that.
The other big thing that stood out to me is, we used to have this statement. I know I'm a million years old, but at Warren Central back in the day, my track coach, Dennis McNulty, the big dogs get to eat. And, I mean, if our big dogs didn't eat this week, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, they did. Bo had a great game, over 200 yards passing.
And rushed for a touchdown for what, 50-some yards, 60 yards?
Yeah, 60-yard touchdown run. He had actually two rushing touchdowns, 3 passing, so 5 total TDs. Kaz Hicks, again, continues to impress at wide receiver. Had a big game with, I think, 6 for 160 and 3 touchdowns.
And Kaz is where he reversed courses and goes the entire opposite side of the field. I haven't seen that in a long time from anybody. That's a pretty special play.
The coach it's designed to get outside to our sideline, and we were like, get outside, and then he went outside the other way, which is completely inexplainable, I guess. Just a lot of speed.
You could just see, you're like, the angles that these guys are taking is not going to be good enough.
Not going to be good.
Yeah, so, he's a special, special young man.
So shout out to our offense just for continuing to guys stepping in at different spots and us not missing a beat, kind of hitting on all cylinders. Offensive line is critical in that piece, and they did a great job again. I think we appear to be more complex than maybe we are. We've had the same core 4 or 5 running plays that we've run all year. We just do them out of different formations and then try to space the field and get the ball to our playmakers. But being over 70% completion on the night is huge. We want to be efficient in the pass game, and we want to run the football downhill once we spread people out. And we continue to try to find different ways to get guys involved. But
I agree.
Really, really proud of our perimeter blocking once again. Bonawit does a great job blocking, but then also Carson and Amari and Mikey and just all the different guys that go in there. Really give special effort when it comes to blocking on the perimeter. And so really proud of that group for continuing to be selfless and play team football. So.
Yeah, it's just it's amazing when you pick up little things, and I know I'm just kind of a average football person or football fan, I guess, if you will. But I've got the opportunity to see us, from practice for 3 or 4 seasons.
Right.
So it's kind of nice to see these kids do things where it's about all I can do to keep it inside. Like, oh, that was a great block. That's it. That's exactly what we teach. You know? That kind of thing. So it's pretty cool to see those things that you've preached for how many ever years, put into practice, and the kids are getting it, and it's fun to watch.
Very coachable group, man.
Yeah.
That's what you love about them. Like, they always play hard, and they're very coachable, and just great kids, and that speaks to the families that they have at home. And so just very, very proud of where we're at, but we have a lot of work still to go. I thought kind of transitioning to defense, that our defense got a week better. We continue to be more multiple.
Yep.
And be able to kind of, again, the goal is always to take away what the other team's good at. But I think our back end, our secondary is in unison and communicating as good as they have all year, talking safeties and corners and just being in the right spots. And then just our front end just being very physical and doing their job. Like, I think our defensive line right now has the most selfless job there is, because we're typically in a bare front. Those guys don't make a lot of tackles, but they're understanding that they're assisting the guys behind them make plays by being in their gaps, and they're really understanding that. So I love where the defensive line, they're just a selfless group of guys that play fast and physical and tough. So, standouts defensively in the game, I think our leading tackler for the game was you guessed it, Smitty, once again. I think he had 8 tackles, but Michael Campbell, Bryson Bonnewitt, Chris Hill stepped in there and had a good game.
I thought early, just watching Michael work, I just thought, man, that kid's a problem.
Man, his edge rushing ability is special.
He does things that you don't teach.
Yeah, he's got a knack for avoiding working through the defender or the offensive guy to the correct spot, and then getting back out and setting the edge or spilling the ball. Like he's got a knack for dissecting the play or the blocker, and then making the right decision on how to force it, spill it.
Well, I noticed they started double teaming him a lot in the second half, and he still was a problem.
He was still able to affect the
quarterback.
Was
a problem.
Yeah, still a problem. So that's good when you're getting double teamed and you're still affecting the play, because that leaves somebody else open to make plays.
Such a freak athlete, man.
Yeah, and Eric Amanfo, I don't want to leave him out. He was the D-Skill Player of the Week. He continues to improve and get better. And,
I would agree.
Again, I just think because he wants to be good. I know that's easier. Doesn't everybody want to be good? But he truly wants to be coached. He wants to get better.
Also thought Jonathan Rolling had a good game as well.
He did.
I thought Jonathan
Amazing.
Played really well.
Yeah, he is such a fluid athlete in the sense of change direction, back pedal, transition, flip your hips. This week he got his head turned around and got his hand up, which you see growth in the back end. Like,
for sure.
They took a couple shots at him, probably because they've seen the film. And he manned up and got his hips flipped and got his eyes on the ball, and so no pass interference was called. But you could tell he's getting better.
For sure.
And his buy-in and practice, him and BJ, 2 young guys, Brady and Johnson, have both been really special, just in terms of where they've gone practice level.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, man. Those 2 guys have really, the last couple weeks, have just jumped up a whole nother level.
Yeah. So testament to them and our coaching staff for, everybody's different. Those guys are young guys, so continuing to have faith in them and trust in them, and then have the confidence in them to go out there and make plays really shows on Fridays when they do make those plays. So it's awesome.
Couldn't agree more. Well, and then to make your point as well about the defensive line, I thought Greenwood's running back, his name escapes me unfortunately, but he looked like a dog, but he didn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, we buried him up front, our D line and those backers filling holes and gaps. I mean, he could never get anything going. He might have had maybe 1 or 2 runs of like 7 at the most.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if he had anything over 10 or 12.
We clogged it up pretty well.
And
they, we made it very difficult for them to do what they wanted to do. So again, just really proud of the plan and our kids for buying into it and then being selfless to do their job. So.
Well, and last phase, it's a broken record, man.
I think he had 7 touchbacks.
Yeah.
Which is, pretty darn good.
Tacked on a field goal there. So
41-yarder, finally gave him an opportunity.
Yeah. 3 more points to his resume.
It wasn't 50 plus, and
so that's over. How many extra points? So he scored 10 points Friday night.
Yep.
Did he not?
Yeah. So Jackson Doney attempted the last.
Oh, that's right.
The
You're
last
right.
kick, so
You're
we wanted
right.
to get the young guy in, and it was Ashton's idea. He's like, let's let Jackson
Yeah,
try it.
sure.
And unfortunately, it was a little short, but
Yeah.
Jackson did get to kick off a couple and kicked one just inside the 10, which is good. He's getting better and better, and really good athlete that we're excited to have on the team, because obviously we lose Ashton next year. So trying to get Jackson
I've heard
involved.
some talk about Jackson, about Doney playing next year, and people are looking forward to him. And he's
he's
really
improved
working
a lot as the season's gone on.
Yep.
So
and he's a soccer transplant, so
Yeah,
so
and he's a track guy and a very good athlete,
Yep.
and works his butt off for Coach Lane in the weight room. So.
Yeah, so it also, it shows you how good, Ashton Vogel really is. We just go, hey, this kid's pretty good, but
we don't want to take him for granted.
No, heck no.
But he's a special player and just a great young man.
And also, to add, like I said, I try and throw these guys a bone every week. Bonawit holding and Alex Herber long snapping. I mean, it's just anymore, man. It's just click, click, click.
Yeah, they're elite at what they do, and we're lucky to have them. And so we get Al back for one more year, obviously, to snap. But we're gonna have to find a new holder and new kicker. So we'll worry about that next year.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you're like, we've got the seed planted. We'll cultivate it later.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, we're gonna take a short break, and we're gonna introduce you to 3 of our standout defensive/offensive linemen here in just a minute. We'll ask them some questions and get to know them, and then we'll be back with you, Coach Enright, here in just a little bit. So we're going to take a quick break. All right, folks, welcome back. With me, I have 3 standout defensive and offensive linemen, so we're going to get to know them a little bit. Directly to my right, number 77, Tyler Cooper. He's a junior O-line, D-line. How are you, Tyler?
Doing good. Great to be here this beautiful Thursday morning.
Indeed. In the middle, number 99, Bobby Eastis, junior O-line, D-line. How are you, Bobby?
I'm feeling great.
Are you ready for these hard-hitting questions we're about to ask?
Yeah.
All right, man. And then someone I've known for quite some time, number 57, Cayden Cole, junior O-line, D-line. How are you, Cayden?
Great.
All right, buddy. So we're going to get to know these guys. So let's start with you, Tyler. So if you had to pick one thing that you are most afraid of, what would that be?
Definitely an empty fridge.
Ooh. Oh, that is scary. All right, Bobby, what about you, buddy?
I'd say my mom whenever she's mad.
Ooh, that's good as well. I can relate to that. How about you, Cayden?
Probably clowns.
Clowns. I'm also on the clown train. Yeah, no thanks on the clowns. All right, Bobby, let's start with you. You are all linemen and love to eat. What's the weirdest thing that you've ever eaten?
Probably alligator,
No.
but that's about it. I'm really picky.
All right, Cayden, what about you, buddy?
Shark.
Ooh, that's interesting. Tyler, what's the weirdest thing you've eaten?
Carrots.
Carrots. All right. Interesting. So far, 2 for 2 on interesting Tyler Cooper answers. All right. Cayden, if they were making a movie about your life, what actor would you want to play you in that movie?
Adam Sandler.
All right. How about you, Tyler?
Jackie Chan.
All right. What about you, Bobby?
The Rock.
The Rock. It's the Bobby Eastis story starring Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
It's fitting.
All right. Tyler, back to you. If you were in the Olympics, what event would you most likely compete in?
Definitely basketball.
Basketball? All right. How about you, Bobby?
Track.
Track?
Really fast.
Cayden, what about you, man?
Probably shot put.
Shot put, all right. He'd be a big thrower. Let's go. Bobby, if you won the lottery today, what's the first thing you would buy?
Hellcat.
Ooh, all right. How about you, Cayden?
A lifted school bus.
Ooh, a lifted school bus. All right. How about you, Tyler?
I don't know, just a car.
A car of some sort. All right. All right. Let's go with Cayden. What's your favorite class here at DC, and who's your favorite teacher?
Probably. What's her name?
Oh, Miss what's her name?
Miss Sheets.
There we go.
History
She's good
teacher.
people.
She's really cool.
Yep, I agree. I like her a lot. How about you, Tyler?
My favorite class is probably APC, but my favorite teacher is Miss Joy.
Miss Joy. All right. How about you, Bobby?
My favorite class is also APC, and my favorite teacher is Mr. Belch.
Ooh, Mr. Belch is good people. I like him. He's right across the hall from me, so I get to see him in action all the time. Let's see, number 7. Tyler, if you survive for 10 minutes, you get an unlimited supply of Wingstop. Would you rather take your chances fighting a bear or fighting a shark? And just remember, Wingstop is on the line for the rest of your life.
So is it on land?
And obviously, I would think the bear's on land and the shark's in the water.
Well, I definitely choose the bear because I can't swim, so I'd die getting in the water.
So if he beats a bear, unlimited Wingstop for the rest of his life. How about you, Bobby?
I choose the bear as well.
Yeah. How about you, Cayden?
Probably the bear would be easier.
Yeah, I would agree because that swimming with sharks thing is not. Yeah. So it's unanimous. I'd fight a bear. Number 8, Bobby. So now we got a different round, man. Rapid fire. I'm going to give you a name or give a name of someone on our football team that comes to mind when you hear these words. So word number 1, class clown.
Dodo.
Dancer.
Bryson.
Hooper.
No one.
No, nobody. Bookworm.
Caps.
Ladies man.
Eric.
Superhero.
Bryson.
Gentle giant.
Cole.
A goofball.
Smitty.
Bougie.
I don't know.
Nobody's bougie?
No.
No bougie people. How about a regulator?
Regulator.
Nobody. Nobody good. All right, Cayden, same question. You ready for the rapid fire? Who's class clown?
Dodo.
Who's the dancer?
Eric.
Hooper.
Nobody.
Nobody. Bookworm.
Jody.
Ladies man.
Eric.
Eric. Superhero.
Bryson.
Gentle giant.
Me.
And goofball.
Smitty.
Bougie.
Eric.
And regulator.
I don't know.
No, no. All right, you ready, Tyler, for your turn?
No.
All right, this is like a family feud right now. Who's class clown?
Cayden Cole.
Cayden Cole. Who's the dancer?
Me.
Who's the hooper?
Alex Herber.
Who's the bookworm?
Cayden Caps.
Ladies man.
Donnie Mack.
Who's the superhero?
Bryson Bonwell.
Who's the gentle giant?
Cayden Cole.
Sure. Who's the goofball?
Bobby Easton.
Bobby's a goofball. Who's bougie?
Bo Colston.
Bopo. Yeah, I might jump on that one. Regulator?
Ashton Vogel.
Ashton Vogel. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of support that. Good answers. Good. Some consensus. Obviously, Eric is the ladies' man. Clearly, Dodo's probably the class clown. It sounds like so. Good stuff, fellers. Number 9. We'll start with you, Cayden Cole. It's fall break. What is something that you do in your free time to not be bored to death?
Probably go down to my buddy's farm.
That's a good idea. I like that. How about you, Tyler? Something that keeps you from going crazy during fall break, Coop. What do you do?
I definitely get a big bowl of cereal and read the Bible.
All right.
Morning, and it keeps me busy.
Good stuff. How about you, Bobby?
I sleep.
Sleep. Just
a
sleep
lot.
it out.
Yeah.
Catching up. All right. Last question. Cayden Cole, pressure's on you, man. What is one crucial thing we need to do to beat the Perry Meridian Falcons?
I was gonna say fight them, but
You know,
I guess
you know,
not. I can't
Yeah,
say
you,
that. I
you
can't
definitely
say that.
can't do that, or you shouldn't do that. Let's put it that way.
Punish them, I guess.
Punish them into submission. How about you, Tyler Cooper?
I'd say make a new special formation and put me at running back. And I rush for 200 yards and get the win easy.
I'm sure Coach will take that into consideration. We may see the Tyler Cooper formation.
Yeah.
All right. How about you, Bobby? What's one thing we got to do to beat the Falcons?
I think we have to be physical. They're a physical team, and we just have to be more physical.
Definitely agree. So these are my 3 guys this week, Tyler Cooper, Bobby Eastis, and Cayden Cole. Come on out Friday and support them. They will be at Perry Meridian taking on the Perry Meridian Falcons. Always a good game. with Perry. And so we look forward to seeing you guys. Good luck this week, all right?
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. And we'll be back here in just a second to finish up with Coach Enright. All right, folks, I'm back with our head varsity football coach, Kyle Enright. And so our opponent this week is the Perry Meridian Falcons. And then hate to use a cliche, but they're not your father's Perry Meridian Falcons. They're a little different. They've really started ticking the needle up every single year. They get a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better. So, last year, obviously, we had a spirited game. And it, truth be told, as a football coach or a football fan, it was a heck of a football game to watch.
It was a battle, for
Yeah.
sure. They pride themselves on playing fast and physical like we do, and they've got some pretty good dynamic athletes and some strong kids and some fast kids. So we know it's going to be a battle and that we're going to need to throw punches and get up off the mat because they're going to battle. It's a broken record, but most teams, when you go to the state championship, most teams circle you on the calendar, and they're a rival, and our kids know their kids. It's right down the road, so it's one of those games where you can throw the records out the window. They're going to come to battle, and it's their Super Bowl if they beat you, and they're going to fight. So our kids know that, and it's no walk in the park. Like they're a really good team. They beat us when we went over there 2 years ago. It was 14-7 last year.
I don't think a lot of people know this, but they're the largest school in our conference, as far as numbers wise.
Yeah, 6A opponent.
Yeah. So they play
2,500 students. I mean, they've got a lot of kids.
Yeah.
And so we know that it's going to be a battle and we're going to fight. But that being said, we've also talked about being detailed, being disciplined in order to dominate. So kind of the 3 Ds this week. You've got to be detailed in everything that you do. You can't just go out there and play at a reckless pace because you're trying to snap heads back. Like you have to be detailed in that violence, detailed violence, and then also disciplined. Like we can't get too high or too low and let our emotions of being in a fight outweigh what's going on during the game. So
and let them do the knucklehead things, and you play football.
Yeah, and hopefully we learn from that, and that's been emphasized this week. So we got to play
sure.
detailed and disciplined in order to dominate, and that's the goal. But they're a very good football team, and we look forward to it going over there and competing and trying to get a week better. So
I can implore you folks, make the trip to Perry Township because this is going to be a heck of a football game.
It should be. It should be. We got a blackout, so the boys will be in white on white, but adorned with blackout night. So wear your favorite black gear and come support the Hawks.
How big of a shot in the arm would this be to our guys if we get 2,000 people, 3,000 people show up to Perry Meridian? It's not that far, folks.
It's fall
just
break.
down the
I
road.
doubt we're going to get 2,000 or 3,000.
But you know what I'm
we'll
saying?
Take 200 or 300.
Yeah, but that would be great. As many fans as we could get to come support this.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's just down the road in Perry
100%.
Township. It's not, it's right next door to our township. It's not that far. Get in the car, pay your $7.95 or whatever it is to get in. It's a great entertainment. It's cheap. It's a lot cheaper to go to a Colts game or a Pacers game or a Fever game or any of those. And I'm telling you, it's going to be worth the money.
Absolutely. I'll bring my rib protectors and make sure I'm safe, and then come on out and support the Hawks, and we'll look to fight and battle the Falcons.
Yes,
battle
sir.
of the Birds.
All right, 7 p.m., Perry Meridian High School. Hawks looking to get another mid-state win, and tough game, man. So come join us Friday night, 7 p.m., Perry Meridian. Go Hawks.
Go Hawks.